People go into relationships with the idea of being open to love, but they're not taking into consideration that respect is the absolute essential ingredient to a really successful relationship. If you don't have respect, it's not going to work.
She asked her husband to consider an open marriage. He agreed.
Oh, hi, Mark.
And I ended up leaving my husband for him.
Will it be fun if this open relationship ends up causing things to fall apart down the line if one of you guys finds yourself in an entanglement?
And then what did you do, Jada?
I got into a different kind of entanglement.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Yeah.
There you go.
3 divorces! 3 divorces!
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Trauma.HQ. My name's Olivia and this is where we sit by the pond and we have a little chat. And today we're going to talk about something that has been flooded, yet again, flooded. I am completely flooded with everything on my For You page about divorce. This is a topic that I can definitely speak wholeheartedly on, that I have learned so much from getting married, getting divorced, the processes involved, and understanding why my marriage failed. Now, the reason why I can talk on this is because I know where I hold myself accountable and where my partner should hold himself accountable. Because even though I know what I had done was very wrong, I have spoken quite openly about the reasons why my marriage didn't work out. Yes, it was because I cheated. And I hold my hands up to that. But I am a very loyal person. I know that is very contradictory, but a loyal person will lose their patience with someone if they are disrespected time and time and time and time again. And I truly do hope that my ex, wherever he is, has learned this and that he has been able to work on himself. Now, obviously the biggest thing this week is that Twitch streamer Destiny and his wife Melina have decided to file for divorce. Now, everything about how this divorce is happening, most of this is very similar as to how things got out of hand with my marriage. So I'm going to be very vulnerable here and share the honest views and discretions of myself. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I believe in sharing my experiences of what I have done, what I have gone through, my past life, all of that sort of stuff, because it's how I know that these things can connect with other people so that they can understand if something in their life is going the same way. Out of almost 8 billion people in this world, there is no such thing as a unique story. There is no way I can be the only one that can experience all of these things. So that is why I'm choosing to share this so that other people can be aware of it. Being aware of yourself and your discretions and who you are as a person, a lot of people don't have that ability, and it's very hard to actually face your demons, the ones that make you who you are. So this is things that I have been able to understand of my life and the things that I have gone through in life, understood it, become aware of it for what it has done to me as a person, and then change those term of events so that they don't affect me anymore. The one thing that's very different about Destiny's relationship is that they were in an open marriage. For some bizarre reason, Destiny is actually surprised that his marriage ended. Every single person with half a brain cell knew that that relationship was going to end, because there's no such thing as being in a polyamorous or a polygamy relationship without jealousy getting in the way of the development between the two. And I will get into the reasons as to why it doesn't work. But first off, I'm going to say what makes my relationship so similar. So Melina has ended up in a relationship with a guy who was threatening himself. She started sleeping with him, his emotions got too high, and then he started threatening to unalive himself so that he could get her to be with him. Straight away, I know that that is borderline personality disorder traits. And the reason why I know this is because this is what ended my relationship. I ended up having an affair with another man who just so happens to have borderline personality disorder. Now, I did not know this at the time. I was not aware of this disorder way back whenever I started having this affair. I've only just come to understand cluster B traits and how they act over the last 3 years. So this was 5 years ago. I had no idea really what was wrong. I just knew that something was very wrong as our relationship kept on going. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the episodes of Trauma.HQ, do a little favor for me and hit that like button for this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that you don't miss another episode. All right, back to the rest of it. Okay. Melina is not going to stay with this guy because he's going to get extremely possessive, extremely controlling, not in a narcissistic way, just in the way that he's going to feel full abandonment. It's the abandonment that makes them controlling, needy, you have to do this, you have to show me how much you care for me. Otherwise, they end up acting ridiculously impulsively and end up harming themselves to make a point. I know that not all borderline personality disorder traits are the same. As a matter of fact, anyone that has cluster B traits, they're not all going to be exactly the same. That's why they have different names for different types of narcissist. You don't have to have narcissistic personality disorder, but you can be malignant, covert, grandiose, benign. There's so many. All of those are going to look very different. You don't have to have all of the traits to actually fit into the disorder of borderline personality disorder, but you can have just a couple that can completely hinder your life and everybody else around you. So as a for instance, the guy that I had my affair with, he went to major extremes to try and show his way of how much I meant to him, like trying to cause severe harm to himself. There was even one time he tried to jump out of the car when I was bringing him to base. He was in the army and he decided to jump out of the car while I was driving at 70 k's an hour. And that's just one of many things that he did. There were a lot of incidences where he would threaten himself if I didn't leave my husband. So some might say I got my karma, but here's the thing. I never would have looked in the direction of another man if my ex-husband had shown this much respect to me. He never did. And it wasn't through my lack of trying. I really wanted to be a housewife. I wanted to care. This is just what's in my nature. I'm very much a person that wants to provide an easy life for my partner. So if that means cooking, cleaning, going and getting things that they need, I really want to do those acts of service and show how much I care for that particular person. Now, I don't know if Destiny is ever going to be open to the idea of actually understanding that his way of life for having an open marriage actually shows disrespect toward his partner. It's not a bit of wonder why she ended up leaving him. It's not just for the fact that she was coerced into leaving him. It's not just that. But she would never want to be with another man if she was fully happy and fully respectful of the man that she's with. A lot of people who are in very successful relationships say that the best part of their relationship is the fact that they respect each other. This is the common thing that I'm actually just now starting to understand about a good relationship. If you want to have a marriage that will work, love is not the number one aspect of that relationship. It's respect. When you respect your partner, everything is easy. You don't have to love them, you just have to respect them. I know that that sounds crazy, but when you respect each other, you care about each other, you want to understand each other's needs, everything is so much simpler. Believe it or not, there is nothing scientific to show that we harbor love. My therapist and I, we had a conversation about this many months ago, and we were talking about how love is unscientific. All the negative emotions, you can actually detect them within the brain and the body. You can even find happy hormones. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, all of them can be found, but you can't find the actual element of love. It's a very hard concept, and when she was describing this to me, I was like, that's fascinating. The interesting thing is, when she said that, I didn't question it. It made so much sense. So if anything, we can say that love isn't real. If you want to have a good, meaningful, long-lasting marriage, respect is key for this. Now, I know that there's this ridiculous concept of high-value women, but in all honesty, a high-value woman is one that shows loyalty. That's just my opinion. You can debate that all you want. In all honesty, I would definitely say that if you want a high-value woman, the best chance of getting high value is someone who is loyal. Oh, Olivia, you just shot yourself in the foot. For my exes, absolutely. Am I a loyal person now? Yeah. I've got myself a very good man, although it took me a long time to understand that. Women will be exceptionally loyal, but the second that you start disrespecting her, she does not see loyalty anymore, because your act of respect will contribute to her loyalty. And then that in turn will give her respect to you. It's kind of like a play of tennis, but you have to keep the ball going. This also goes hand in hand with women. If women don't respect themselves, then they will not get the respect from that man. And if I was to break down the fact that, yes, my ex-husband did disrespect me because I didn't respect myself. I didn't think that I was good for him. I didn't see myself as someone who was valuable, and then he treated me that way. So women have to learn to respect themselves if they want to get a respectful and good man and a long-lasting marriage. This is where Melina went wrong, because Melina, apparently she was the one that said that she had only ever been in open relationships and that's all she ever wanted. So she was the one who went into this relationship with Destiny, disrespecting herself and thinking that sex was the only option that would keep her satisfied. Sex is not the only option to keep you satisfied. If you believe that sex is the only thing to harbor your existence, I feel very sorry for you. There is so much more to life than that. So of course your marriage isn't going to do well. You don't do well thinking that way either. And believe it or not, I was very much one of these people too. I used to believe that sex was the most important part of a marriage. How wrong I have been. Like I said, it comes down to respect. Disrespect harbors disrespect. Melina having a relationship, believing that an open relationship is the only way that she's going to have a good life. Well, so far, it's not. She's in a mess, and she's in a horrible one at that, because if she is actually in a relationship with someone who has borderline personality disorder, she's gonna be in a bad, she gonna have it so bad. I promise you this is not a relationship that's going to last. So Destiny can feel good about the fact that he knows that this relationship that she has chosen to get herself into is bad. It's real bad. I shouldn't laugh at this. I have been involved in one of these relationships. It's not good. That relationship can be her karma. Of course, I would not be surprised if Melina ends up being very catty and aggressive towards her ex-husband. I won't be surprised if she turns around and says he's been abusive. I wouldn't be surprised, but the thing is, you have to take accountability for what it is that creates this. I don't know what kind of personality Destiny has. Let's just say he's not got a personality of someone that I would want to hang out with. I think he could potentially be very entitled, which clearly he would be if he believed that an open marriage is completely acceptable. Oh, well, if she sleeps with other people, I can sleep with other people. It's like, that's a very entitling way to think about any kind of relationship. It's kind of tit and tat. But Melina would actually benefit from being with someone who is an alpha. I mean, clearly Destiny is a beta, but alpha men are so rare these days. Like, it's so unbelievably hard to find a respectable alpha male. I mean, I have one, and honestly, if I could, I would clone him and everybody would be so much better. Can you tell I'm happy? Like, the thing that I can definitely say is that between my partner and myself, it took a long time for us to get to the level of respect that we are at. Respect is not given, it is earned.
Do you guys have a high degree of confidence that your marriage will last for decades?
I mean, I married her without a prenup, so I fucking hope so. Okay, where else this motherfucker's gonna be?
Okay.
Always be true to you, to support you, to frustrate you, and challenge you, to hold you accountable, and to share with you the most beautiful moments of my life.
I promise to smack that ass every chance I get. That's all I got.
Yeah, so let's try that again.
Get back here.
And maybe say something. Maybe say words. You say words now.
Love you. Promise to frustrate you all the time.
Promise to frustrate you all the time. Good.
Promise I'm not going to listen to you. I mean, I will listen. I got that backwards, didn't I?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I didn't write nothing down.
That's what you're going out with?
That's what I'm going with.
Cool.
Yeah, so that is a video that is circulating around social media at the moment, showing that she put so much effort into her vows and he just said, I promise to smack that ass. He doesn't respect her, not one bit. And she's completely love blind. And it seems as though because she has gone through so much that he is entitled to own her. And she's giving that. She is completely giving that. I just wonder how long it will be before, or if she ever wakes up. Because in a lot of cases, with someone like him, he will either cheat on her and leave her for another woman, or they will stay together for the sake of the fact that she's held on, or she will wake up one day, realize that he is very disrespectful to her as a person, and then leave. So the only way that this marriage is going to last is if she stays in denial forever. It's quite interesting, like now that I've become so much more aware of relationships and the key ingredient being respect, women have a really good intuition of a relationship, of other people's relationship that is going to end. As a for instance, there was a couple that I knew, they were building a house, and then not long after they had gotten the keys for this house, the marriage ended. And I remember my ex-husband saying, yeah, I never saw that coming. I was like, really? You didn't? And this is a big thing. Women will always see other people's marriages, like the foreseeable future or the distance of how long that couple will actually go. Like you can see it in an awful lot of people. A lot of the time it's not very surprising, but guys are always shocked. There's quite a few people who I know that are engaged right now. And in all honesty, I can gauge for some of them, when they're going to get divorced, I think I can see that one of them is not going to even make it down the aisle. And the others, well, I'd be more shocked if they survived. All of the people who I know that are getting married, bar one couple, the others don't have any respect for their spouse. They don't acknowledge the things that they do. They don't care about where they go. Like, the very fact that they don't have any care for their basic needs, that's what makes it so obvious that those marriages aren't going to last. That's how we know. We know that a marriage is not going to last because we can see the disorder. We can see the chaos. So yeah, if this is making you reevaluate your relationship, either get into therapy or just acknowledge that that person is never going to give you any respect. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you have enjoyed this episode of Trauma.HQ, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, say whatever you want. It's not going to affect me. I'm already traumatized. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. And I will see you next time for another episode of Trauma.HQ. Mwah!